Hey YouTube, I'm Motor Racing Network Steve Post, and we have some really unique items. These are brand art helmets that we have in stock and ready to roll to you. Let's start down on this end. Elliott Sadler, One Main Financial. We have his helmet, and actually Elliott just announcing that One Main Financial will be back with him next year on the nationwide tour. So good to have Elliott back on the tour, and boy, what a beauty this would be to have on the mantle or to have in that man cave or in your office. An absolutely gorgeous One Main Financial helmet. Matt Kenseth, the Dollar General helmet. This an absolutely cool helmet. Love the design on the top of it and all the design around the back of it. Just a lot of detail in these helmets that Brand Art puts out, and they are really, really neat. M&Ms, who doesn't like M&Ms? Look at that. We've got Kyle Busch's M&M car, our M&M helmet that is. We deal with diecast so much. We talk about cars all the time. But look at this helmet, just absolutely wonderfully made and put together. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., we have a non-autographed Best Buy helmet, and we have autographed by Ricky Stenhouse Jr., complete with a certificate of authenticity, so we have you covered on Ricky Stenhouse Jr. A couple of Carl Edwards helmets that we have, the Aflac colors and the Fastenal colors. These two, for the Carl Edwards fans, man, they'd make good bookends at the end of that mantle. Really, really cool if you're a Carl Edwards fan. And I'll tell you, maybe my favorite one that we have here, Tony Stewart, Stuart Haas, an old retro-looking logo on the front of it, and the design on the back of it, the wrenches, the crossbone, the skull. It's all Tony Stewart, and this is really, really well done. This one has a little texture to it as well. So really, really neat. These Brand Art helmets are absolutely fantastic and make wonderful items, and face it, wonderful Christmas items with that holiday coming up. Be really neat for someone that has everything. They don't have one of these, and that would be really cool. So all of these helmets, these Brand Art helmets, they're available at your local diecast dealer or at planbsales.com. We have another great collection of diecast in. All these diecast available at your local diecast dealer or at planbsales.com. And you know, this first one just is one of those that has us scratching our heads. Jeff Gordon, 700 starts. Remember when he was that little mustache kid that came into the sport? It doesn't seem possible, but it was at Darlington earlier this year, and it was commemorated with the 700 on the nose of the car and Jeff Gordon's picture on the side. An absolute beautiful Chevy from Lionel. David Gilliland, one of the really good guys in the garage. I love when we get diecast in for these front row guys and guys like Tommy Baldwin's racing team like we had last time with David Gilliland, the Love's Travel Stop car. Just a really cool diecast car, and what a neat looking race car. And again, David Gilliland, not a better guy in the garage area. So really cool stuff to have David Gilliland diecast in. Tony Stewart, the Mobil 1 car, the classic black, straight up Mobil 1 finish. The look on the race car, and Tony Stewart, of course, that's a collector's item. All you Stewart fans and all you NASCAR fans need to make sure you get that. And we have some Clint Bowyer cars. The Napa Filters car that Clint ran a time or two this year, the number 15 car, and the NASCAR Salutes 5-hour energy machine from Clint Bowyer. All of these available in stock now in 1/24th scale. Now, let's jump to 1/64th scale cars because we have some really unique and neat cars available there as well. Love the Snickers paint scheme. Well, I love Snickers, that's why, but love the Snickers paint scheme. And here is Kyle Busch's number 18 Snickers car. We also have the Planes movie car. Lowe's was tied into them on a promotional campaign. And here's Jimmy Johnson's Planes Lowe's Chevrolet from Hendrick Motorsports, 1/64 scale. Shark Week, that's always big on television, and it was big when Great Clips saluted it with Casey Kane in this race car. And the month of October was Pink Month, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Dale Earnhardt Jr. showed his colors with the pink number 88 car. And finally, Brian Vickers, this is the Louisville basketball team, national championship team car. So Brian Vickers celebrated that earlier this season with Michael Waltrip Racing. So we have the 1/64th scale cars, the 1/24th scale cars, and we have the post show coming up. So stay tuned for that. And all of these cars are available at your local diecast dealer or at planbsales.com. And now it's time for the post-show. This has become one of our favorite parts of these videos that we do here on YouTube. How does it work? Well, those questions, yeah, the ones right down there, right below us, field your questions, send them in to us, and we will answer them here, a couple of them at a time, on the post-show, and we are glad that you send them in. First one we have this time is from All NASCAR 23. And this is a great debate question, particularly now as we're in the off season. Who do you think is the greatest driver is or was that has not won a sprint car championship? And I haven't put a lot of effort into this as far as which drivers had all the starts and the wins and all the numbers and stats, but right off the top of my head, I've got to look at Mark Martin. And Mark maybe is retiring, maybe he's going to drive a little. We don't know what he's doing. Obviously not a championship run in his future as it looks right now. I would say Mark Martin is certainly in that category. Ricky Rudd's another guy that comes to mind that has never picked up a championship that's pretty good, but I'm thinking Mark Martin might be my pick in that one. Again, haven't done all the research, all the historical stuff, but that's kind of my pick off the cuff here and off the top. Colorado Cup Series Racing writes in, Steve, how would someone become a reporter or announcer like yourself or the guys in the booth? And this is a simple question, and it's one I get all the time. Go to your local short track. If you're still in high school, still in college, go to your local college radio station. Do play-by-play for whatever sport you can get your hands on. Get out there and do it. There is no substitute for that. Just get out and do it. If it's racing that you want to do and there's a local short track around, grab a microphone, get out there, get announcing, volunteer to do it. You're going to have to volunteer to do it. You're not going to get paid too much. As you start off this career, somewhere down the road, you'll be able to make a few bucks along the way. But just get out there and do it. No substitute for doing it. And the final question we'll take this time is Mr. Goodlooks 1. Who is your favorite NASCAR legend? Well, Mr. Goodlooks 1, first off, I like your name there. And you do look fine today, might I add. My favorite legend, and this is a great question because with the NASCAR Hall of Fame, it's really opened up a lot of opportunities to hang out with some of these guys, whether it be Richard Petty or Dale Inman, his crew chief, Ned Jarrett's one of my heroes, Buddy Baker, Donnie Ellison, but I think I have to go with this guy, and this is his University of Racing car that we have available, Bobby Allison. Bobby just gave so much to this sport. What an amazing man he is. The dedication, the commitment, the sacrifice he made to the sport. And you know, one of my favorite eras in our sport and a time I just wish I could have been there for is when Bobby, Red Farmer, Neil Bonnet, and Donnie Ellison, the Alabama gang, were barnstorming the Southeast and just coming into a local track on a Friday night, taking all the money, going to a different track on Saturday night, Sunday night doing the same thing. I can't imagine how cool that was to be part of the Alabama gang and when they rolled into town, what that meant. So I would dare say Bobby Allison, but we have so many great legends, really tough to pinpoint just one. So hey, keep those questions coming and we'll keep answering them here on the Post Show. We love that you guys are getting involved with us here on YouTube. We have the comments below. Feel free to mention your comments here. Follow us on Twitter at Plan B Sales, and we'll keep you informed on what we have. And please get some back and forth conversation going because we love talking racing and love talking with you race fans out there, and we appreciate the business you do give us.